Arrogant gangsters thought this girl was just a helpless tool they could discard, but they didn't realize they were raising the ruthless Queenpin who would one day destroy their empire. The story begins in 2004, at a train station in South Korea. A beggar discovers a baby girl inside locker number 10. Alongside other beggars, she survives on scraps from trash bins, living on the platform itself. But one day, the police raid the station, beating and driving the beggars away. Among them, Detective Tak notices the girl. He stuffs her into a suitcase and delivers her to Chinatown. There, illegal refugees forge medical records and fake IDs. Tak brings the girl to Ma, the merciless Queenpin of Chinatown. Ma runs human trafficking, organ sales, smuggling, every crime imaginable. Tak, drowning in gambling debt, keeps supplying her with homeless children. Ma's gang forces these kids to beg in the city. After months, they abandon them far from Chinatown. The same fate awaits the girl, but unlike the others, she doesn't cry. She walks for hours, determined, until she finds her way back to Ma's house. Impressed by her courage, Ma decides to keep her. She names her Young. From that day forward, Young follows Ma everywhere. One night, Young finds an injured dog. Ma kills it instantly, telling her, "You should have done this. I don't need useless people." The lesson is brutal, but unforgettable. 13 years pass. Young grows into Ma's enforcer, collecting debts for the gang. At a gambling den, she confronts a man who owes Ma money. He laughs, thinking a single girl can't harm him, and smashes an ashtray into her face. Blood dripping, Young spits, presses her cigarette into the same ashtray, and demands payment. When he rises to attack, she dials a number. His wife's screams echo through the phone. Her friends are already at his house. Terrified, the man apologizes. Young forces him to gamble 5 times higher. After losing twice, he wins big, bows his head, and thanks her. But Young isn't finished. She orders him to shove an empty bottle into his mouth, then smashes the ashtray against him, shattering his teeth across the room. Young returns home and reports the day's collection to Ma. At the table, she meets her adopted brother Hong, who struggles with his mind. Young insists he take his medicine, keeping him calm. Her other brother Wu notices the cut on her face and asks who hurt her. Young brushes it off. After all, she's already destroyed the man who dared to strike her. Like Wu and Hong, Young also has an adopted sister, Song. The 4 of them sit together with Ma for dinner. Each of these children was once homeless, but Ma raised them, molded them, and now they serve her loyally in her empire of crime. They respect her not just as a boss, but as their mother. At the table sits Teacher On, Ma's accountant. He reports the month's accounts and mentions a businessman named Yun, who fled to the Philippines without repaying his debt. Now, Yun's son, Park, must pay in his place. Ma assigns Young the task of collecting. The next day, as Young prepares to leave, Wu stops her. He offers her a knife for protection, though she already carries her own. He hands her a bandage for her wound, but Young walks away without a word. She dislikes Wu's constant concern. At Park's house, she doesn't even need to brandish her blade. Park knows why she's there. Respectfully, he invites her inside. Before handing over the money, he cooks noodles for her. He is a chef, and cooking is his passion. He explains that his father is working hard in the Philippines and promises the debt will soon be repaid. Young warns him, "If your father runs, it will be very difficult for you." Park insists his father would never abandon him. He even applies ointment to her wound, but Young recoils in anger, hurling the bowl of noodles aside before storming out. On her way back, Ma calls. Song is drunk and fighting in a club, and Young must bring her home. At the club, Song lashes out at another girl. Young notices her sister's hands riddled with needle marks. She drags her out, intoxicated and broken. The club's owner, Shido, appears. Once loyal to Ma, he now runs his own business. He demands payment for Song's drugs. Young warns him coldly, "If you ever give my sister drugs again, it won't end well for you." Shido smirks, touching his face. Young throws money at him and leaves. The next day, Young returns to Park's house to collect the debt. She rings the bell again and again. No answer. Finally, she breaks the lock and enters. The house is empty. Young calls Park and asks him to meet her at the hotel where he works as a chef. She watches him cook, and when his shift ends, Park hands her an envelope of money, the interest payment he had forgotten yesterday. He then shows her a voucher for free movie tickets, soon to expire, and invites her to join him. Young has no interest in movies. Halfway through, she falls asleep, only to wake and realize she's resting on Park's shoulder. Later, they head to a bar. Over drinks, Park shares his dream. He was once accepted into France's prestigious cooking school, Le Cordon Bleu. But his father's financial ruin kept him from going. Still, he insists he will become Korea's greatest chef. For the first time, Young enjoys someone's company. She cannot understand how Park remains so cheerful despite living under debt and hardship. His drinking tolerance is far weaker than hers, and when he passes out, Young takes him home. He sleeps on the floor, murmuring apologies in his dreams for being poor. As she watches him, Young's phone rings. It's Ma. She ignores the call. Driving home, she sees Ma in the rain, leaving the house. Young steps out with an umbrella and follows her. Ma walks to a bridge, bows 3 times, and pours 3 drops of liquor into the river. She explains this ritual is for her late mother's soul. Yet in her criminal life, human lives hold no value. Moments later, Ma calls Woo, ordering him to finish the job. Woo enters a room filled with corpses, while Kong, bloodthirsty and cold, counts the bodies to harvest their organs for sale. Meanwhile, Young goes shopping with Song. Song teases her, saying nothing suits her, but Young chooses a simple dress. At Song's urging, she buys it. Wearing it, she smiles, happy, for once, like an ordinary girl. In Ma's office, she poses in the dress, takes a photo, and casually asks Song how far France is. When pressed for a reason, she changes the subject. Ma notices Young's shifting behavior. But in her empire, feelings mean nothing. She instructs Woo to keep watch on Young. Soon, Woo discovers his sister's distraction, Park. He storms into Park's hotel, beats him in front of everyone, and threatens to pour boiling oil on his face. His warning is brutal: return all the money by tomorrow, or leave this city. Otherwise, I'll kill you. That same night, Ma meets Young in her car. Coldly, she tells her, you don't need to collect from that boy. His father has fled the Philippines. To cover our losses, we'll kill him and sell his organs. She shows Young a consent form, signed by Park's father, authorizing surgeries after his death. As soon as Ma leaves, Young rushes to Park's apartment. Outside, Hong waits with a knife. Young distracts him, ordering him to count to 100 before going upstairs. Inside, Woo learns from Song that Ma has ordered Park's death, and that Young has gone to him. Alarmed, Woo runs to stop it. Young knocks on Park's door. When he opens, she hands him a plane ticket. Your father has abandoned you. You must leave now. But Park refuses to believe her. Moments later, Hong arrives, blade in hand. Young pleads with him to stop, but Hong has been trained to obey Ma. He lunges at Park. Young wounds him, and together she and Park flee down the stairs. In the basement parking lot, Ma waits, smoking in her car. Raincoat-clad enforcers seize them. Young is injected, his strength fading. Ma presses a knife into his hand. Kill Park. Prove your loyalty. Dizzy and weak, Young cannot act. Ma herself takes the blade, slits Park's throat, and watches as his body is thrown into a van. At the lab, his organs are harvested for profit. Later, Ma returns to Young. She orders him to sleep. Teacher On and 2 men move to kill him, but Ma stops them. I will punish Young myself. In the parking lot, Teacher On rallies the gangsters against Young, but Young fights back, beating them all. Teacher On pleads with Ma. Young is family. Killing him would be wrong. Ma replies coldly, family doesn't betray each other. Soon after, Ma meets with Shido. When Young regains consciousness, he finds himself locked inside a shipping container with girls bound for trafficking in Japan. Hours later, the container opens. Men drag Young before Shido. He grabs Young by the hair, punches him, and sneers, I'm going to set you free. But Young misunderstands. Believing Shido means to kill him, he lashes out, stabbing Shido in the eye before escaping into the night. Shido's men chase Young through the streets. Desperate, she leaps into the sea to escape. Furious and half-blind, Shido sends word to the police, placing a contract on Young's life. Meanwhile, Hong, his head injured, sits with Song when Young calls for help. Song pretends it's a wrong number, saying, there is no uncle here. It's a coded message, directing Young to Uncle's shop. There, Uncle relays Song's instructions, hide in Goo's empty house until he can prepare a fake passport and money. But Teacher On grows suspicious. He warns Song not to betray Ma. Reluctantly, Song sends Hong to Young's location, knowing he will try to kill her. Elsewhere, Ma arrives at Shido's bar. Shido, now scarred and one-eyed, demands compensation for his injury. Ma replies coldly, "I told you to send Young safely to Japan. You disobeyed. My daughter took your eye." She calculates Shido's worth, subtracting the cost of raising him and letting him run his business. The balance is negative. Her verdict, "You'll pay with your organs." Enraged, Shido hurls the calculator and orders his men to attack. But his own gang turns on him, stabbing him to death. Ma, respected as the elder, appoints Shido's right-hand man in his place. Shido's body is sent to the lab, his organs harvested like all the others. At Gu's empty house, Young finds Hong waiting. Hong, off his medication, is consumed by rage. He accuses her of betraying the family and attacks violently with a baseball bat. Wu intervenes, shouting, "She's our sister. I won't let you kill her." But Hong, bleeding from his head, drives a pen into Wu's throat before lunging at Young. In the struggle, Wu breaks Hong's neck, killing him. Young collapses beside Wu, sobbing, begging him to go to the hospital. Wu refuses. With blood pouring from his throat, he pleads, "Take the pen out. Let me die easily." Before Young does, he whispers his final words, "Don't hate mother. She cares. In her own way." Through tears, Young pulls the pen free. Wu bleeds out in her arms. Tak ambushes Young, striking her head and locking her in the trunk of his car. In the darkness, she recalls the past, when Tak first stuffed her into a suitcase and delivered her to Ma. She sees her childhood self in the trunk, whispering for her to accept death. But Young refuses. When Tak opens the trunk, she fights back. He cannot bring himself to shoot her. Seizing his rifle, Young fires into his stomach. As he collapses, Tak begs her to finish him. Instead, she lights a cigarette, watching coldly as he bleeds out, forcing him to die slowly. Meanwhile, Shido's corpse is buried in concrete after his organs are harvested. Song, guilty of betrayal, spirals into despair. Consumed by drugs, she slits her wrist and ends her life. Ma returns to the coin locker where Young was once found. Later, at home, she receives a call from Young. Her voice is heavy, "My 3 siblings are dead. And it's all your fault." Ma tells her to come home. Young arrives, declaring, "Today, only one of us will survive." Ma calmly sets aside her lunch and tells her to kill herself. Instead, Young drives a knife into Ma's stomach. Ma grips the blade, urging her to stab again. Through tears, Young plunges it deeper. With her dying breath, Ma hands her the key to locker number 10. Young collapses, sobbing. Days later, Young prepares to flee Korea illegally. Before leaving, she opens locker 10. Inside are new IDs and documents bearing her real name, alongside the photo she once took in Ma's studio. She realizes that after Park's death, Ma had intended to send her away, to free her from the criminal world. But in the final moments, Young returns to Chinatown. She takes Ma's place. And in her honor, she performs the same ritual, bowing her head and pouring 3 drops of liquor, just as Ma once did for her own mother. The ending leaves us speechless. Has Young truly become her mother? Or will she rule Chinatown differently? Let me know your theories in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more Cinemaned breakdowns.